right, everybody, here I am. This is now like my fourth attempt recording this. I'm trying something new, trying to keep this to 5 minutes. That certainly isn't working. This is going to be closer to 10. I'm going to talk about your critical reading responses and give you some advice. I'm going to talk about Derm's article very briefly, and I'm going to talk about the symbolic process really quickly. Okay, so when it comes to your critical reading responses, 43210s on Derm, by and large, you all had great responses with tons of detail, tons of interrogation, and tons of thought, a lot of engagement with the text. Now, remember that these critical reading responses are very largely research resources that you're creating. You're creating a record of your reading, and you are having a discussion with these reading assignments and with these authors, much like Kenneth Burke's Parlor. Now, they need to be quick and dirty. You need to be able to access the information. If you're going to use them to study, you're going to use them to write. You don't want to spend a ton of time reading through them. And so you all did great, but you used tons of words. Many of you did a great job of quoting the text you were referring to and then examining them, then writing your interrogations, your analyses, which was great. But even those quotes were kind of large. So you really want to pinpoint on exactly what you want to annotate. So see if in the future you can cut them down. Cut out 25-30% of what you've written, like in Derm, because you don't want to gas yourselves out. You want to be able to have stamina, and you want to be able to read these and access your information and effectively use it. Because some of you, you wrote 2 pages, 1,000 words. That's almost as much as Derm wrote. So why even do this, right? So think brevity. And I'm sure you'll do that, and then I'll turn around and ask you, like, where's the meat? I don't see any detail here, but do it, okay? So you all had a great question here about this E grade, and I found something kind of cool. Here's a Harvard 1922-1923 report card, and E in any course is failure to fulfill the requirements, which is really important. And so I had some research. I'm working on a book that examines handbooks from the 1800s, and so I had some research from grades in the 1800s, and I couldn't find it for you, but I ran across some stuff on the internet. So here's Derm's article, right? Here it is through Taylor and Francis online, so we can see that it's right there. It's a little PDF. I have a typed version because it records easier. And look at this. Here I am in Mental Floss. Modern letter grade system began Mount Holyoke. Here's a little chart identifying those grades. Isn't that just crazy? That sounds kind of familiar. Well, they cited Quora, but they didn't cite Derm. Professional instructional designer. This dude didn't cite Derm. Oh, here's Business Insider. No references there. Nonetheless, this all looks pretty familiar. Here's Yale, Harvard. Wow. Oh, here's Slate, Mount Holyoke College once again. So what's going on here? So I see your questions were relevant because I see plagiarized all over the internet. And I'm not saying your questions are plagiarized, but these people are plagiarizing Derm. This is like explainer thanks to Kathy Davidson. Well, did Kathy Davidson cite Derm and this Albert and Brian Palmer, didn't cite him. There's even a YouTube video. Dude in the YouTube video basically reads this mental floss article and cites no one. So I find this fantastic because here's this old article and about grading from the 90s, 93, and it's been reborn on the internet. Just fascinating. Okay. But nonetheless, here we are in Derm, and we can see that I've recorded this before. So we have the grade descriptions, and then have this F failed addition there, and for whatever reason, A is excellent, B is good, C is fair, D is pass, E is failed. Okay, A is excellent. A lot of those nonsense articles say, oh yeah, they had to change it to F because they thought E stood for excellent. No, they didn't, because A stood for excellent, B was good, C was fair. So the acronym, the abbreviation argument doesn't make all that much sense to me. And one reason it doesn't make a lot of sense is back in the 1800s, people recorded grades, even in the 1900s, by hand. Look at that. So, and also I know that maybe an E was a conditional fail, and an F was a hard fail. So if you got an E, you gotta retake the course and improve your grade. Or maybe in some colleges those were switched around. It's kind of nice. There were like 3 solid passing scores, 3 solid failing scores. There was balance. But with the handwritten grades, E and F, they look similar, right? They can be misconstrued. Or if I wanted to, if I was an unscrupulous student, maybe I would break into the dean's office and turn that F into an E so I could retake the course and pass. If it was the other way around, maybe I could break into the dean's office and turn that E into the F. Or if I was really gunning for it, maybe I could turn that E into a B. So I think there's something to say for clarity and record keeping with the E and F. So maybe it was just better to get rid of one of those so there was less confusion and less opportunity for malfeasance, since we always like to blame students for what's wrong with education, right? So just blame it on the